I am from beyond. Listen, and all you desire will be yours. Welcome to Spider-Dan and the Secret Balls. Prepare for Prattle.
So this is Spider-Dan of Spider-Dan and the Secret Balls podcast, the official podcast of Grimmfest 2021. And we are here with the Twins of Terror from Night at Eagle Inn. If you'd just like to introduce yourselves, guys, and tell us what your role is in the film.
My name's Ameilia Dudley. I play Sarah Moss in Night at the Eagle Inn.
And I am Taylor Turner, and I play her twin brother, Spencer Moss.
I've just overheard that you've played twins before, so this isn't your first time out as twins. So how was that returning to that, that brother-sister familiarity?
It was, it was like riding a bike, honestly. It's like we did like our first read-through at the location when we got to Vermont where we shot the film, and we were in the, creepy-ass reception area reading through the script with each other, and our first scene together is just kind of this like bantery brother-sister scene, and we were going back and forth, and I remember like smiling and thinking to myself, I was like, and we're back.
Yeah.
Like exactly what it has always been. But because it had been five or 6 years since we had acted together before, so it was a very welcome return for sure.
Yeah. So it just felt like slipping on a nice old pair of shoes or something like that. Just very welcoming. So tell us a little bit about the film, what it's about, what inspired it, and kind of your roles in it as well.
Well, the thing that was really nice about this film and working with Eric Bloomquist, our director, since we've worked together before and have a working relationship that is very strong, Eric wrote this script with us in mind and for this location where we were filming. And so the script was really tailored to our strengths as well as the strengths of his crew, and with this amazing location that really is a character in and of itself in the film.
So it's about these two twins that have grown up without their parents. Their parents are dead or presumed missing, and they return to the Eagle Inn where they were born on a very dark and stormy night, and they are investigating the circumstances surrounding their birth, what might have happened to their parents, and they meet the very bizarre innkeeper. They meet the world's hunkiest handyman, and
You got to have the hunky handyman.
The hunky handyman, obviously, gotta have the fan service. And then they end up, of course, splitting off and doing their own separate versions of exploration, which is always mistake number one. And they get into some pretty spooky shenanigans.
They make a discovery about the Eagle Inn that, well, I won't give too much away.
Let's not spoil it. But we've sadly run out of time because you guys have got to go for your premiere. So I wish you all the luck, and I'm going to come see it as well. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy it. Thanks for having us.
So this is Spider-Dan and the Secret Balls, the official podcast of Grimmfest, and I'm here with my youngest guests this weekend. It is Mirabelle Lee and August Maturo, the stars of Slapface. Welcome to the show. How are you doing? Are you enjoying Grimmfest?
Yeah. It's at the same time. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, in unison, like you practiced. So how are you finding it? Have you been to the UK before?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, my dad's actually from England. I've never even been, so this is my first time.
Wow.
And I've loved it so far.
Yeah. Getting in touch with that culture and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We actually flew into London 2 days ago, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we drove from London to Manchester.
Wow,
today.
that's a long drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was worth it because everything we saw on the driveway here was just really cool. We saw like cows and like sheep and like the countryside. It was like, we just don't see that back in LA.
No, I imagine not in LA. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the film that you are the stars of, Slapface.
Slapface is about a boy who lives with his older brother after their parents die from a car crash, and they are both dealing with that loss and that trauma in a very dysfunctional way by slapping each other and getting
Ouch.
called Slapface. Yeah.
So it's kind of almost like a bit of an abuse film, almost.
There's a lot of other things also in the film. Like he tries to cope with this trauma by befriending a witch in the forest.
Oh.
And that's not the most ideal way to deal
No,
with
probably not to
trauma.
deal with your issues.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I would suggest a therapist. But
Oh, absolutely, or a psychologist, or any mental health professional, I would say. But
I think the monster was his therapist.
Basically. And throughout all of that, befriending the monster and the abuse between Lucas and his older brother Tom, it develops into chaos.
Yeah.
Ramps up, I take it.
There's also he has this relationship with who Mirabelle plays.
Okay.
Called Mariah.
And to sum it all up, my character, I'm basically the toxic girlfriend.
Yeah.
As in, I bully him in the daytime, and we are boyfriend and girlfriend in the nighttime.
Oh, a little bit of a social dynamic going on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to check this out because I haven't seen it yet, which I'm
You're going to love it.
good. This is what I want. I want to love it. So it sounds fantastic, guys. So I think that's our time, but thank you very much for taking the time to sit with us
Of course.
and talk. And
you.
I hope you have a wonderful Grimmfest.
Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. Thank you so much. Hello, we're back at Grimmfest 2021, and this is Spider Dan and the Secret Balls podcast, the official podcast of Grimmfest. And we are here with the two head honchos, the mighty warlocks that have brought us Two Witches. And what a film, guys. I have to say, I was very, very impressed. I don't even know what to ask. It was so good. Where did you get the inspiration for this film?
Thank you first.
Thank you for everything first, yeah. Well, we got the inspiration first for our love for horror and cinema and Italian cinema and all that, and like B movies that, you know, like are really satisfying to us. So we came from this, and then it came from a lot of like spooky stories. Like Max has spooky stories. I have spooky stories like about, you know, real life experience that would, you know, people would tell me or that I would experience myself that are actually injected in the movie.
Right.
And, yeah. So it started like that.
Based on a true story.
Yeah. Well, we didn't put
We
it like.
wished we would have.
Well, we turned it. Yeah, we turned that on steroids like crazy. So
A
now,
true story on steroids.
So, you know, now if I tell you the events, you're gonna be like, no way, because we make it so, you know, flamboyant and grotesque at the same time. But it started off as like, you know, little things here and there that, you know, can spook you.
Like unexplained events, that type of thing.
Unexplained events or unexplained things that people would say, you know, at parties or in, you know, like people in general having like a twisted mind, and then you know, it could be just a sentence or just, you know, like
Something very disconcerting. Just a little off about them.
People believing in spells, or people believing in, you know, that they could have an impact just with their will to hurt, you know. It started like that, like the impact of how can I cast a spell and hurt you just by the fact of casting a spell. And then from that we went crazy, right? We starting to have like a lot of ideas and a lot of things that, you know, would turn into like violent, visually, you know,
And
extreme things.
And then like we went into like a lot of like somehow like researches and everything, and ended up on some like Facebook groups like about witches. Have you ever explored that? Type in Facebook groups, go type in witches and witchcraft, and you'll find huge communities of women
baby eaters
and men who are absolutely convinced that they are like practicing using magic, black magic, white magic, whatever, you know, like they'll call it.
Well, I mean, let's say most of these people want to do good in their
Yeah,
lives, right? They're not.
of course.
We would just, you know, observe, for example, people trying to, you know, make like a love spell or whatever spell, like to make their lives better, and then we would be like, okay, so how can we flip that around and just, you know, make the most evil thing?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we would think about spells, you know, like turning someone into an animal. That's one spell. Casting a curse to be able to eat someone's baby through like possession and crazy hallucinations. That's another spell. Being able to kill someone remotely, just, you know, like a voodoo doll.
Yeah.
That's a very common spell, you know, like.
Yeah.
So we,
I love. Well, you kind of have that a little bit in the film with the
Exactly.
stabbing, which was really effective
Exactly.
with the pounding on the chest, and the way this film is edited as well is
Oh, thank
just
you.
superb. Like, it's unpredictable. It's totally unpredictable from 1 minute to the next. I love that, and I love, you know, that feeling of like Dennis said earlier. He said, you know, he's uncomfortable. Yeah, and like in a good way, like in a positive way. You're making it's an assault on the senses because you're just not quite sure what to think or how to be or how to feel. And I think that is real cinema. That is just visceral cinema. I think you've really nailed it.
I think one of the things that was also interesting when we were exploring this is that like there's kind of you guys saw the movie, so like there's kind of like two vision with the old like classic witch, you know, and then there's Masha who's like younger, and then it was okay. We know that the old witch is unapologetic. She's just pure evil. We don't know why. We don't bother to explain why. And then we have Masha that's much closer to human feelings, and it's like, okay, why would she, you know, do that? Like, what are the feelings, the human feelings that are coming into play when she decides to you know, to attack or to hurt somebody else? And it's like, obviously, jealousy, envy, you know, insecurities, all of that stuff that we all kind of feel.
Relate to.
Exactly, relate to. And I think that was something that was kind of interesting in the way that Pierre articulated the vision on this. Yeah.
The way it's filmed is great as well.
Thank you.
I like the different angles, not the typical jump scares, the fast editing. And it reminded me very much of the first time I watched like Evil Dead. That kind of feeling. And I watched that when I was like 10. My brother forced me to watch it, and it shit me up.
Yeah.
And the shit me up. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Okay. It shit me up. Yeah.
I love this.
I literally sat there and shit my pants. But it was definitely. I felt similar with this movie. There were scenes in it. Was like it's like a car crash. You know, nobody. You don't want to look. Yeah. You don't want to look, but you have to look. And I also like the fact that you just mentioned that you don't explain, because some movies go into like 3 hours of this is why, this is the motivation, this is. Some people just want to do stuff. Yeah. You know? Some people just want to, you know, hurt people, want to do this and the other. So I love that aspect of it as well. You know, brilliant. I can't wait to tell more people about this movie.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's so nice of you guys. We were kind of excited about like, it's something that's like kind of like gets us like, yeah, like excited is like the fact that like we don't explain the violence.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a little bit embedded in the influences that we have. Like you said, the Evil Dead. We don't know. It's like there's this cursed book, and if you open it, you're going to get in trouble. You know, and that's it. You know.
I definitely saw a little bit of Rosemary's Baby in there,
of course.
And I saw a little bit of Carrie in there with the character Masha.
Absolutely.
Like, and I think, you know, you're pulling from those influences, but again, you're not beholden to them either. You're doing something new with them and something, you know, so kind of almost like revolutionary to me, like to see something that is so gripping, like I said, really visceral, and just has you by the throat like the entire time. Yeah, of course, you have your softer moments, your quieter moments, but they're almost just as disconcerting and just as uncomfortable. Yeah, you know, the arguments and things, and you know, her just trying to find a bathroom to throw up in. Yeah, I found really engaging. You know, such great stuff.
Well, I feel like me as to approach this movie. English is not our first language.
We approached a smoothie this morning for sure.
But I was like, how can I really? Especially as the first movie. It's an independent movie. You need to grab, you know, the viewer. The viewer is not entitled to, you know, pay, you know, attention to you and to, you know, allow, you know, time or whatever. So I was really trying to focus on how can I entertain, and like every minute needs to be entertaining, needs to be something happening. And I feel like, you know, like in film school, and I think it's a good exercise. You learn how to do like shorts and not, you know, and not features, right? You start off as a short, and so you do shorts, and shorts can never be too short. They can always be too long, and you know, a lot of shorts can be 20 minutes, and they can feel like an hour. So when I wanted to, you know, do filmmaking, I would really try to get that exercise down, being like, okay, if I do shorts and they need to be like condensed, and then when I started with this feature, my first feature, I really kept in mind, and some people might be like, oh, it feels like, you know, like maybe like a lot of shorts put together, but it's like that was my conscious choice, because I wrote other things for the future that are not like that are maybe a lot, you know, maybe take more time, they take more space, they breathe more, because maybe people can allow themselves to, you know, have. Yeah. But for this movie, I wanted to really condense it into like as much entertainment as I could, like as if it was like, you know, I thought like short attention span. That's what I meant when I bring up the shorts. You know, like short attention span. How can I condense and, you know, have the audience not look away and be like, oh fuck, something's happening. Oh fuck, something's happening. You know.
See, for me, Hollywood, a lot of Hollywood kind of like horror is by the numbers. You know, every 15 minutes has to have a jump scare, and then the other way is the art house stuff, which is like people don't really connect to. And I think you've hit both on that. You've got the indie and, you know, kind of the grind, dirty type movie, but you've also got those jump scares in there. You've got the production value looks amazing on it as well. You know, you'd have thought it would cost, you know, lots and lots of money to make.
Slick.
Yeah, really good. Yeah,
it's amazing.
So yeah, I think you've kind of hit both with that one, which is what like European horror does, and kind of Korean horror does. It does the same sort of thing. So yeah,
thank you.
I want to marry them both.
Let's have a drink first, guys.
Absolutely.
Let's try to get to know each other.
You can drink.
Oh well,
you
then.
can drink. You can get me 2 drinks.
Okay.
I'll have the 2 drinks. That's fine. But
what are we getting ourselves into?
Where's the ring?
Oh my God.
Where's the ring?
But guys, I have to congratulate you on a great film. I think the audience reaction was amazing.
We thought so too. We were excited to hear people laughing and everything. He was pacing around. I think
yesterday we spoke very briefly, and you're like, "How big's the screen? How many people can we get in? I want as much people to see it." And I love that. I love that passion and that energy. And it's like, oh, you know, and the fact that, you know, there was a little no spoilers, but there's a little post-credit sting for maybe some stuff down the future. Have you already got that planned?
Oh, yeah, that's one of our specialty, I would say. Like, we have a lot of little Easter eggs that are ready especially for you guys. If you love the movie, like, you'll be very happy to see what's coming next. Like, we have little pieces of content for you that I think you will really appreciate.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, I think, speaking of shorts, I think our time has run out.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Now it's time to have the drink and marry you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Pierre. Thank you very much, Maxime. This has been an excellent interview. Hello, we're back at Grimmfest 2021, Spider-Dan and the Secret Balls podcast, and we're just taking in some audience reactions to The Night at Eagle Inn, I believe it's called. The Night at Eagle Inn?
Yes, I think so.
I think it might be Night at the Eagle Inn.
It's one of the two.
Yes.
It's about a night at the Eagle Inn.
It is.
So,
introduce yourself, sir. Tell us what you're all about, if you've got any social media handles, and then tell us what you thought of the film.
Yeah, my name's Barney. I live in Rochdale, and this is my second Grimmfest. So, I love horror films, basically. So, that's about it. That's why I'm here.
This is the perfect event for you, then?
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you found it so far?
Really, really great, yeah. Excellent so far. I think this is my 5th film. So, yeah, it started last night, and it's been really, really great. Great atmosphere, great films, great people.
Oh, absolutely. It's got this is my first time, so this is totally new to me. And the vibe is just amazing. Everyone's so friendly, so nice, so welcoming, and it's fantastic. Anyway, Night at Eagle Inn. You've seen quite a few films at Grimmfest already.
Yeah.
How does this stack up to the other ones?
Fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5.
Really? Wow.
Little audience slip. So it was really good. It had this building atmosphere of tension and suspense, and there was some humour thrown in, great acting. The scenery, like the setting, was really atmospheric. Like the house in itself was like a character in the film. So
it kind of gave me a few kind of Shining vibes as well.
Absolutely, and there was all those references. And there was a couple of Stephen King references with Manny Wilkes, which I thought was really funny.
That was funny. And, the shot when there's the innkeeper's trying to get into the hotel room, and he's shot from underneath and he's slamming on the doors, and I went, yeah, that's Shining. That's very definitely Shining.
So, yeah.
That's a bit of Kubrick in there.
Yeah, there was some nice direction in there, and yeah, it was just all in all great film.
What did you think of the chemistry between the twins? Because they were my favourite part. They really grabbed me, and
definitely.
I was all along for the ride.
They were totally vibing off each other. you could see they had this brother and sister chemistry, like the tiny little mannerisms, like the eye rolls, and how quickly they cut each other off, like when he kept making his innuendos, and she was like, "Don't."
Yeah, not again.
Yeah, it was really. They were really, really quick, really, really good together.
Proper banter going on, which I really liked.
They did look really similar.
Well,
like not just they said the bug eyes, but the cheekbones, the whole face thing. They look really similar. They work well as brother and sister.
Well, I learnt that they've actually played twins before.
They said that in the Q&A on a PBS thing with the same director.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Perfect.
So that's why he called them, because apparently he likes to work with the same people.
Yeah, I guess so. You get comfortable with certain actors and certain ways of working. I guess it's better than taking a risk with somebody you might not necessarily know very well, or might not know how they work. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of directors do that. They have their core of
core cast, core team,
exactly.
core behind the scenes guys as well.
Yeah.
So I don't see why not. But I had a lot of fun with this film. I got a lot out of it. It's kind of a bit ghosty. It's a little bit Faustian.
Yes.
A little bit.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything,
No.
but I did.
Did you see it coming?
I called a few things out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to be recommending it to people. Last time I recommended films that I enjoyed to my friends, so this will be one of the ones that I tell people to watch. And
absolutely.
I will watch it again when it comes out on whatever.
Yes. And I believe once this event is finished, it will go up on the Grimmfest streaming. I think there was a streaming platform.
There is, yeah.
So anybody that hasn't been able to make the event for whatever reason can view it online in the coming weeks, I believe. So there will be no doubt an announcement when those are all available. And I would recommend getting on and watching Night at the Eagle Inn.
I recommend it too.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about the film, or?
No, just hope you enjoy the rest of the festival and hope people check out the online event.
Yes, absolutely, and check out the podcast. Everyone will be tagged in. You shall be tagged in. Everyone will be tagged in. Just have a look around. I'm sure you'll find it. We've been getting some great reactions already, so it's been a lot of fun. But thank you very much for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.
So hello, we're back with Dan, Spider Dan of Spider Dan and the Secret Boars, and we're here at Grimmfest 2021 as the official podcast, and we are here to talk to another one of the Grimmfest goers. If you'd just like to introduce yourself.
I'm John, I'm originally from Dundee, but I live in Salford. I've been coming to Grimmfest since 2015.
So you're an old hand at this then?
They just like the atmosphere. It's quite they're nice to kind of see films you don't usually get to see on a big screen. Good to get to meet some of the filmmakers. And, really nice atmosphere.
Yeah, do you quite like kind of independent film or horror movies in general, or is this just more the experience you're here for? Would you say?
Quite like the independent stuff. It's just the whole experience is quite unique.
Absolutely. This is my first time here, so I'm kind of absorbing it for the first time. Is there any advice you would give me?
I'd probably just keep an open mind. Don't be too squeamish.
Yeah, so is there a lot of... do you think there's a lot of variety this year from like previous years?
Quite a lot of variety. Quite a lot of foreign films as well. Quite a good Korean one last night, and I was getting good parts of my Spanish and that.
What's your favourite one you've seen so far this year?
Quite like to come with the title. Something like the Eagle Inn. It was quite good.
Night at the Eagle Inn, I believe.
I just went to see that one. It was quite good.
Yeah, I really like the twins in that. They were really strong, and their connection banter I thought was really good and carried you through the movie.
They said that they kind of worked together for quite a few things on before, so they kind of got
but I believe they've even played twins previously with the director, I believe. So that's probably why he cast them, I think. But yes, well, I hope you have a great Grimmfest. This has been amazing. Thank you for giving up your time today. But if you do want to come, like you said, you're here all weekend, so if you want to come back and talk, if there's something else you want to say, just come and let us know and come and sit down with us.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time.
That's it.
Hello, this is Spider Dan of the Spider Dan and the Secret Boars podcast, the official podcast of Grimmfest, and we are here with some more audience members. If you'd just like to introduce yourselves.
I'm Mika. I'm Elizabeth.
Excellent. And is this your first Grimmfest, or have you been before?
Our first.
Your very first. So tell us, what have you seen so far, and what did you like?
We saw
saw Midnight this morning.
Yeah, Midnight, that was fun.
And the short film
And
was
then,
real.
yeah.
Okay. We've not seen either of those, so please tell us more.
You see, I'm not a big fan of thrillers, so Midnight's very much a thriller film. So I was very much on edge the whole time.
Oh, right, so you don't like them because you're on edge?
Yeah, I don't like being on edge. But, I mean, the film's doing its job.
Yes,
so.
true. It's getting that effect out of you.
Yeah, the short films, I really like the short films.
They were very interesting.
Very different than what I usually watch anyway. So.
And what are you usually watching?
Not short films.
The long films, obviously the long ones. I thought you meant a different genre. Did you have a favourite out of the short film?
Don't know. I like the animated film. I forgot which one it was called, but there's an animated.
Oh, the weird wolf one.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Is it No Hunting?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
No Hunting.
What happened in that one?
It was a very simple 2-minute animation.
Found footage.
Of found
Ah,
footage,
okay, cool. I like that.
Like little Mariette dolls.
Yeah.
You know, little...
Ooh, that sounds creepy already. I don't like creepy kids or creepy dolls. That's ooh. No. We can tell. Are you looking forward to anything else this weekend in particular, or?
I wanted to watch one of the short films yesterday, but I couldn't come.
Oh no!
So I'm gonna go watch it.
You can do the streaming, yeah. I believe it's Thursday, the streaming begins. So if anybody has missed Grimmfest, you can catch it all online, which is amazing. And this podcast you can also catch online, obviously.
Are you watching anything else today?
No, not today.
No.
But I'm going to have a look again on the list.
Yeah?
Woke up way too early this morning.
Tell me about it.
Well, Witches is supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah, I heard, but I've got to commute home. That's the only
Oh.
problem. So
Well, at least you managed to catch something. But like we said, it's all on streaming if you're not here later. Are you going to try maybe coming back another day at all? Or?
Working, that's the problem.
Working, I know. Tell me about it. I know, it is lucky. But again, it's all there. It's all available to you. Is there anything else you want to say about your experience or anything else you want to say about Grimmfest? Or?
It's been a fun experience, especially for those who haven't been to a film festival before.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you like the vibe? Do you like the atmosphere?
Yeah, I quite like it.
It's pretty chill.
It's pretty chill. It's a chill vibe. So chilled out. I'm having a great time, and I'm glad you guys have had a good time. Glad you've enjoyed the films, and hopefully you'll enjoy work as well, maybe? No, of course not. But thank you very much for your time. This has been great.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, this is Spider Dan of the Secret Balls podcast, the official podcast of Grimmfest 2021, and we are here with some absolute horror experts to talk all things horror, Grimmfest, and Two Witches. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name's Patty. I'm actually from the United States of America.
Woo!
And this is my first horror film festival, though.
What, ever?
Ever.
Like, not even in America, not even one?
Nope.
Surely they've got one every week. It's so big.
Been to cons, but no fests.
Right, okay. So, well, how are you finding the UK? Is this a visit, or have you been here for a while? Or?
It's a visit.
It's a visit, yeah? Flying visit? Yeah. Very nice.
And this fest has been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. I'm
Yeah?
looking forward to the rest of the weekend.
Oh, yes. I'm loving it so far. I'm having a great time. What about you, sir?
Yep. And I'm Paul. This is my third Grimmfest. First one was 2019, then I did the digital one last year, and
Of course,
back again in the flesh, so to speak. And
The flesh.
Yeah, having a great time.
The tortured flesh. Excellent. So you're enjoying it just as much as. Is it good to be back in, like you said, in the flesh?
So much better. Obviously, seeing the movies with in a packed sort of house full of everybody watching it, reacting, having the guests here, in support of the movies, whether the directors or the actors.
Yeah.
It's such a difference. The online thing last year was great, and I think it's incredible that they managed to pull off something so different in a really peculiar year, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, there's nothing quite like just being in the cinema, watching everything with a bunch of like-minded people.
Again, yeah, it's the atmosphere, the vibe. This is my first Grimmfest, and so this is really exciting. I've always been interested in it, but I've never quite found the time or had the finances and stuff. So to be here as the official podcast is amazing.
That's awesome.
And it's just been a blast, and interviewing all the guests and stuff. So we all have just seen Two Witches.
Yeah, we did.
What did you think?
I thought it was wonderful. It looked beautiful. The story was great. The actors and actresses were amazing. It was horrifying.
It was.
It was really scary.
It was truly a horrific film in the best kind of way.
Yeah.
In the best kind of way, in the positive kind of way.
Jumps, the feeling it gave you. Creepy. Amazing.
Yeah, no, I loved it. It was interesting because I didn't know much going into it other than the involvement of a couple of the actors. So I wasn't expecting it to have like an anthology-esque kind of approach,
No,
which it
neither
sort
did
of
I.
does and it doesn't. Like with the chapters, it sort of feels like when it gets to chapter 2, you're like in a completely different thing. Then it all kind of ties back round. But no, I loved it, and I loved again. They kind of touched on it in the Q&A at the end, but it had like an incredibly like a Euro, like a 70s Euro like horror.
I think they said something like a kind of a B flick.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of that sort of like Lucio Fulci kind of stuff with especially like the Beyond, some of the visuals. And
Especially the white eyes. Yeah,
and I'm a huge fan, especially of all Italian stuff. So like just watching someone take those like I guess European 70s like sensibilities and putting it through a slightly different framework and like a more modern filter, I thought worked really, really well.
And I think it does have like this underlying kind of sense of humour to it as well.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's totally horrific, there's also like some of the stuff where she's like munching on the apples. It's
Oh yeah.
You know,
some of the witty comments too that she makes.
Yes, probably even a little too rich for this podcast. You know, some of those comments. My gosh, those were fresh comments. But
I think that's always really tough for filmmakers to do as well, to kind of straddle the line between having the sort of horror aspects but also having like a comedic element to it. And I think
there is. I think it's got to be absolutely perfect, that balance, because I think if it's too much comedy, it's too funny, so it isn't scary, and if it's too scary, then it's just not funny enough, and you can't really go in. And I think that's why people avoid the label horror comedy, because they're worried that it might not be as good at both. Yeah, absolutely.
Not goofy. You guys said something that this movie was perfect for. You said in the flesh, and you said being with like-minded people.
Yeah.
This was the perfect movie of why I love seeing movies in the theater. Because of the crowd reaction. Like, you can laugh and jump, and it's great. And I realized I lied to you earlier.
You lied to me?
I did do a film festival before, but it was online, and that's why I didn't. It was last year during COVID.
Okay.
I was able, again, because of finances and everything, I did the Mile High Film Festival.
Okay. I've not heard of that one.
No, it's out of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Ooh.
And,
international.
Yeah. So that really, like, I enjoyed watching all the films and everything, but it really made me want to go to something. So.
Oh, absolutely. Like, again, you can't beat, you know, the experience of people sharing that experience, like you said, in the cinema, you know, and hearing different people's reactions. Like, I often laugh at stuff that other people wouldn't necessarily laugh at. You probably heard me in there, just like, you know, stuff that, you know, that wouldn't necessarily tickle everybody else, but that's just the way I am. I like, you know, hearing that reaction and stuff. But I think probably out of the films I've seen so far, Two Witches has been my favourite. I don't know about you guys. Have you managed to see the other any other films?
We've seen pretty much everything that's been on so far. We've been to because obviously they're on two screens, so we haven't seen everything. But yeah, we've seen everything that we have been able to see pretty much. Two Witches definitely up there, I would say. The beta test and Two Witches are the two, I think.
The beta test was our favourite as well, other than the Two Witches. But Night at Eagle Inn was good. But,
that was really good as well.
I thought that was a good one, We've not managed to see any others yet, because we've been so busy.
Of course.
We're doing all this. It's just work.
Oh, no.
Is there anything else you'd like to say or about Two Witches or anything else, or your experience here at Grimmfest?
No, not really. I guess to everyone who's involved in Grimmfest, just keep on doing what you're doing because it's been fantastic so far. We're only on like day 2.
Day 2. And the big day is tomorrow. Saturday is going to be the big day. It's going to be the busy day. Lot on, late nights. Lots of films, lots of stuff for us to do as well. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more audience reaction tomorrow.
Especially when you screen The Sadness. I don't know if you've saw that. It's another Fright Fest a couple of months ago.
Really?
And that's the one that I think a lot of people will be talking about. They'll be like staggering out of the cinema, I think, in that one.
Well, I felt I was staggering out of the Two Witches. I felt absolute assault on the senses.
Yeah, I love movies that give you that feeling that when you walk out, you're still feeling the movie.
I was just. Someone asked me, it was like, how would you describe the the movie in one word, and I'm like, I don't know. That's how I describe it. But guys, thank you so much for your time. Dennis, did you have a question before we ended?
I just want to say that Two Witches has made me very happy.
Okay. Because that sounded a bit too intimate for me.
Because it is awesome.
It is awesome.
I thought it was great. I like movies that make you feel uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Dennis is making me feel uncomfortable. He's very close right now.
Is that
You can't see it. Oh, that's worse. That's worse. That's a bad touch. That's a bad touch. And on that note, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you again, guys. That was brilliant. Thank you. So it's Spider Dan and the Secret Balls podcast, just wrapping up day 2 on Grimmfest. So how has it been, Dennis? Because it's been a long day. We're a bit tired.
Yeah, it's been amazing again. Yeah. It's been fabulous. I'll talk into the show.
Try talking into the mic once this weekend, please.
That would be easier.
Like every time, you can't get it right.
Oh, he's such a perfectionist. No, it's been great. Day 2, we started off with Night at the Eagle Inn.
Yeah, so we interviewed the Twins of Terror, as I like to call them, Ameilia and I want to say Tom Taylor, I think it was. Ameilia Dudley and Tom Taylor.
Yeah, Tom.
I think it was Tom.
Yeah.
We'll look it up just to be sure. But yeah, they were really, really welcoming, really nice, really charming. They've got great chemistry just off screen and on screen. It was really good. They've been twins before. Again, very humble, very nice, very, very just lovely, lovely people.
The film has got like shining vibes.
Yeah, it's got a bit of. It felt a little Friday the 13th, like with the owner.
Yeah.
You got the kind of a crazy Ralph-esque owner of this inn. But yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns.
Big twist at the end.
Yeah, it's quite a big twist, but we won't spoil it because you can check.
I usually do. So
we're going to stop you because you can check it out on streaming next Thursday. Do you know what date that is? Thursday
the Thursday the 14th.
The 14th, there you go. Thursday the 14th, the streaming. All the films will be available, I believe, all of them?
Only some of them.
It's
selective ones available.
So let's hope Night Eagle Inn is and all the other ones that I've been promoting.
Just log onto the website and
just find out. Again, you can order it, I think you can order like a bunch or you can order like a single film.
You can do it like you can pre-order.
Oh, you can pre-order them now. Amazing as well. Fantastic. Really good film. Check that out as well. We also interviewed... this is a film, unfortunately, we didn't get time to see, which was Slapface. But we interviewed, Mirabelle Lee and August.
August,
yeah. And these guys are the youngest guests we've had. They're stars of it. It sounds quite a dark and disturbing one, considering. And yeah, it's about a family who kind of brother and younger brother, older brother who deal with kind of family abuse, and they're kind of slapping each other to kind of as a form of therapy, kind of thing. Again, I've not seen it. I couldn't find a trailer online for it, so I couldn't get. We've only got the program, so we've got a sense of it. But they were really genuine and really passionate about this. They were buying stuff from the shops and things. They were really interested in all the
horror vibe.
Yeah, they were getting well into it, and I love that. I love
get them young.
Get them in while they're young. But yeah, great stuff. I can't comment on the film because we haven't seen it, but that is one of the ones I'm definitely going to check out on the streaming if it's there. Really good. We had a lot of fun with that, and then finally, probably one of the standout films of this absolute amazing festival as it is, we saw Two Witches.
Yeah.
Wow, what a film! What a film!
Yeah, stays with you.
It does.
I've been thinking about it since I watched it. It's just great the way it's been shot. The kind of it's like that. Quick,
quick cuts. It's got it harkens back to those classic horror films like Carrie, Rosemary's Baby, that sort of thing. But it also has that new modern edge to it, and the editing style, and it's a real assault on the senses in a good way.
It properly gets you, and it's disturbing. It's scary. It's batshit crazy in places, but you just can't take your eyes off it.
No,
it's
not
absolutely brilliant, and Yeah, I'll definitely be getting it when it comes out.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh, it's worth it. And we interviewed the guys, and they were again really humble. Like everyone's been so humble. Pierre and Maxime, producer and director. What a team! What a pair! And again, they're something new, and I think you want to keep your eyes on these guys.
Oh, very much so. Yeah,
they are going to skyrocket. I think
Pierre's going to be a star.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Maxime is equally just as talented in putting it together. And these guys, again, all this is all the stuff we've seen is very independent. Really, there's not huge budgets behind them, and I've been blown away. I'm looking at them and going, these are so slick. They look gorgeous. There's so much work and love and craft, and like every shot and every line, everything about it. Cinematography and all these films have been great.
There's not been many films that I've watched in the last couple of years that have kind of freaked me out as much as Two Witches.
So disconcerting.
Yeah, and it just stick with you, and it's great. I cannot recommend it enough.
Absolutely. And again, just another great day, another great team. Again, we've been welcomed in. I've said it a million times on this podcast already, but it really has been a wonderful experience. And if we do come back, I'd like to get more involved. I'd like to get stuck in. Whatever they want to do, however they want to do it, I'm well up for it. But yeah, it's been a great kind of second day.
Yeah, so we're all on day 3.
Yes, Saturday. So we're not going to be there for Sunday.
No,
as we've already discussed. We've got things. I got to get editing, man. There's so much here already.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
Get crack on. Start cracking the whip. I've got to get all that done. It's going to take a while. There's a lot of stuff we've been through and gone over. And yeah, so that was day 2 of Grimmfest. Again, we're not going to be there for day 4, but again, it's mostly the same guests that we've already interviewed anyway. It's going to be the same sort of films. The only thing we really are kind of going to miss out on is kind of getting a few more kind of interviews with the staff and the audience members,
and the after party.
Yeah, and the after. Oh man, missing out on the after party. Oh. But yeah. Anyway, that was day 2. Stick with us because there's day 3 is coming. It's coming up quick.